It all started with a moment of panic. I was standing in line at the grocery store, staring at the total on the screen, realizing I had no idea how much was left in my bank account. Embarrassment washed over me as I swiped my card, hoping it wouldn't decline. That moment was the wake-up call I needed. I had to take control of my finances, and the only way forward was to master the art of budgeting. At first, the idea seemed daunting. Numbers had never been my strong suit, and the word budget felt restrictive, like it would chain me to a life of saying no to everything fun. But I was wrong, so wrong. Budgeting wasn't about limitation, it was about empowerment. It gave me clarity, control, and the ability to say yes to what truly mattered. The first strategy I embraced was tracking my spending. I went through my bank statements with the precision of a detective, categorizing every expense. The results shocked me. Coffee runs, takeout, and random online purchases were bleeding my wallet dry. But that realization was liberating. Now, I could see exactly where my money was going, and more importantly, where it didn't need to go. Once I knew my spending habits, I moved on to setting realistic goals. This wasn't about vague ideas like, save more money, or, spend less. It was about specifics, paying off $500 of debt each month, building a $1,000 emergency fund in 6 months, or saving for a weekend getaway without dipping into my credit card. Having clear, measurable goals gave my budget a purpose. Next came the most life-changing strategy, the 50-30-20 rule. It simplified everything. I allocated 50% of my income to needs like rent, utilities, and groceries, 30% to wants like dining out or Netflix, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. It wasn't rigid, it was flexible, easy to adjust, and kept me grounded. Of course, unexpected expenses are inevitable, and that's where building an emergency fund came in. I started small, saving just $10 a week. At first, it felt insignificant, but over time, it added up. That fund became my safety net, covering car repairs and medical bills without derailing my progress. One strategy that surprised me with its impact was automating my savings. I set up direct transfers to a separate savings account each payday. The beauty of automation was that I didn't even miss the money, it was out of sight, out of mind, and growing steadily. To make my budget stick, I also learned the importance of reviewing it regularly. Life changes, pay raises, new expenses, or even discovering cheaper alternatives for everyday items meant my budget had to evolve. Once a month, I sat down, looked at my progress, and adjusted as needed. Finally, I mastered the art of saying no, or rather, saying yes to what aligned with my goals. Friends asking me to splurge on expensive nights out? I learned to suggest budget-friendly alternatives. Tempted by sales on things I didn't need? I reminded myself of the joy of hitting my savings milestones. Budgeting wasn't an overnight transformation. It was a journey of trial and error, of small victories and occasional setbacks. But over time, those strategies became second nature. The best part wasn't just seeing the numbers in my savings account grow, it was the peace of mind that came with knowing I was in control of my future. Now, standing in that same grocery store, I don't feel panic when I swipe my card. I feel confidence. Budgeting didn't just change my finances, it changed my life. And if it can do that for me, it can do the same for you. All it takes is a commitment to start, one step at a time.